They're there. All right, good evening. Welcome to the 2024 Tree City Fall Festival. It's been a busy day.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, and it has been. Welcome to the historic downtown Greensburg Square. It's been a crazy, crazy day here at the 2024 Tree City Fall Festival.
It's been a warm one.
It has been.
It's starting to cool off. The humidity is still out there a little bit.
It's a little sticky, but Emily Versman, Joshua Marsh joining you again live at 5 here on WTRE. Of course, this has been an ongoing thing for us this summer that keeps extending. We've done the fair, we've done Power of the Past, and now we're doing the Tree City Fall Festival.
We had someone ask for cooler weather, so we promised that in December.
That's right. You can always join us for the Holiday Walk, which is, I believe, the first Saturday in December. And that's a Main Street Greensburg event that's going to happen right here on the square as well. It's a great opportunity. A lot of people compare it to a Hallmark-type movie. It's a great opportunity for kids and adults to make cookies, visit with Santa, visit with Mrs. Claus, and all the above. I know they've got a lot of stuff planned this year. You and I rode the train last year.
We did.
Maybe that's where our writing of things has
started.
Was the train that broke down, ran out of
as
gas,
we were riding it.
Ran out of gas as we were doing it. But yeah, so that's going to be the first weekend in December. But we've got to enjoy this Saturday night in southeastern Indiana first.
We do. So tonight we're going to talk to some royalty. We're going to talk with some of those in charge of the Tree City Fall Festival. I've got a couple of vendors that are going to pop in as well. So a lot of great things. We want to say a big thank you to Pickers Paradise, and we are sitting right in front of there. They've made us a beautiful spot here to be and broadcast from. So big thanks to them. We also have some great sponsors that are allowing us to bring the Fall Festival to you at home. Levenstein's Abbey Carpet for all of your types of flooring. They've got it all.
That's right. Malone Staffing downtown to assist you in your job search.
Platinum Auto Repair and Wrecker Service for the time when your vehicle just can't get you where you need to go.
Decatur County Memorial Hospital has got same-day appointments available. You can call 812-222-DOCS. The quality care you want close by.
Magnolia Mercantile. You can check out their local vendors, antiques, vintage, home decor, and gifts located on the east side of the downtown Greensburg Square, and they're open 7 days a week.
There's a lot going on down here, Emily. We've got food, we've got crafts, we've got, I think, palm reading. There's all kinds of stuff. So what have you seen out there?
Well, I did some shopping this afternoon, and both vendors on the square and also just the downtown shop. So I did hit Pickers this morning, and I hit Magnolia this afternoon. And then so many vendors across the courthouse square. I'm very impressed with everything that they've brought out. If there's something you're looking for, I'm sure that you will find it here.
And there's a lot of different opportunities. I know they were talking about yesterday 135 vendors this year, which is the most ever. There's also a ton of food out here.
As I walk through, there's every type of food that you could want, I do believe. I've seen some that, just your hamburgers, your hot dogs, your tenderloins. There's some Amish ice cream there on the south end of the square. They've got root beer floats. An apple cider slush was had by Kathy last night. So just a little bit of everything. And, just today has been a perfect day, whether you're looking at vendors here or visiting around the square. We had lunch at Stories, delicious, just a good day to be in downtown Greensburg.
And like so many that maybe were listening or are listening and we're out here this morning, you were also a part of the parade, which got underway at 10 o'clock.
That's right, as were you. It was a little toasty, wasn't it?
It was a little warm, but that's okay. We do warm parades pretty well here between the Fair Parade, which is, I always claim, 2 miles straight uphill on the hottest day of the year. It never fails. And, this one here is a pretty lengthy one as well. But
I think this was the first parade we've had, though, that we were not threatened by rain.
It was pretty, no threat of that, and lots of really great kids and adults along the way, celebrating the event for sure.
How many suckers did you give out today?
I think we ended up about 2,500, so I was thinking about that yesterday. I don't remember what I said, so if somebody remembers, I may be wrong, but I think we had 3,000,
okay.
And so I think we were about 2,500 given out. We were getting pretty heavy at the end. If you're at the end of the parade route, you went home with a lot of suckers.
I say your general rule is you don't take it home, right?
Well, I ended up taking about 500 home, so I guess I'll figure out what to do with that.
Wait for the next parade.
Wait for the next one, yeah. But, yeah, try not to take too much of it home. That's not the point. And we were pretty generous with it all the way along, which is always great. The number one rule is do not run out.
That's right.
Before the end.
It's a bad deal when that happens.
Yeah.
How did Truman do? Did he enjoy the parade?
Truman was great. He was riding along, so we had my family's 1930 Model A in as well. So we had that out at Power of the Pass. So if you're a frequent listener to the Live of 5, thank you. And so he was great. That worked out well. But one of the coolest things, honestly, is so I was right behind Honda. Honda's a title sponsor for the Fall Festival this year again, which is great. They had a bunch of vehicles, but they also had these really cool scooter type items.
I think I need one of those.
They're pretty neat. So if you were along the parade, you saw them, and if you weren't, the short version is they're this small, sort of foldable, compact, they call them last mile type transit. And I was very fortunate when we were in Japan in November with the Economic Development Corp talking about what it is that Honda means to us, and then also future developments. They had one as sort of like a prototype that they had just released at the Tokyo Mobility Show. And one of the guys in our group was sort of the conceptor of it. It was his idea, and Honda made it and put it into sort of concept and made one. And then when I showed up here this morning, and there are 3 of them in downtown Greensburg, Indiana, I was like, I have seen these before, and they are really cool. So I was so glad that they did that.
Yeah, I was excited to see them. And it really reminded me of like a folding table is what it looks like that you just sit on, and away you go.
Yeah, it's got the wheels that pop out the bottom. It's got the seat and the handlebars. And it's really intended, I think, is what they were telling us when we were talking to them about it, is for those in an urban environment that live X many blocks or mile from a transit station. You can take it, you can put it on the transit system, subways, buses. It's not big, it's not cumbersome. You can carry it up and down stairs, escalators, elevators. And then when you get off, you can do that to the office and back. It has about a 12-mile range. Really cool concept. Maybe not something nearly as practical here in the Tree City, but to see a company that employs so many and is such a great partner of our community continuing to be innovative, not only here, but really around the world.
They also had the electric truck today in the parade.
Yes. And the Prologue, which was their SUV, which is their GM and Honda partnership, which is their electric SUV.
So, it's crazy to see the advancements that just from the time that they opened here in Greensburg to where they're at now, come very, very far. So we're excited to have them on board, and they've been a great sponsor of so many things.
Well, and they have their racing simulators. I don't know if they're still set up or not. I haven't made it down there yet, but the racing simulators were set up so you can race the cars. And I was talking to the folks setting those up first thing this morning about trying not to take too many people's money for betting against them because I feel like they probably have more practice.
Just maybe. Yeah. Just maybe a little. Well, we are excited to be here again on Saturday night here in downtown Greensburg. Beautiful weather out. Again, it's cooling off. The sun's going down a little bit, and the humidity, I'm hoping it's going to break. We'll see. See what happens. But we are going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with some royalty from the downtown square in Greensburg.
WTRE is pleased to announce the annual Ladies Luncheon presented by Gilliland Howe Funeral Home will be held on Saturday, September 28th at 11:30 a.m. at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Greensburg. This year's theme is Pretty in Pink, so dress up or dress down, just wear a little pink. Our Ladies' Day is jam-packed. We'll enjoy entertainment with Dennis Fogel. We'll get crafty with Angie from Painting the Town, and we'll welcome our guest speaker, Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings, a wife, a mom, a daughter, a caregiver, a sorority sister, and an active community member. She'll share her story of being a full-time career mom and so much more. Lunch is on us, served by Carriage on the Square, and dessert is Pretty in Pink, prepared by Brinley Jameson and sponsored by El Chile Poblano. This is a free event brought to you by these generous sponsors. Morning Breeze Healthcare, Decatur County Recycling, Inna King Auto Body, Ruoff Mortgage, Gene Cooney, the City of Greensburg, Expressions Florist, Decatur County United Fund, Tree City Stitches, Decatur County REMC, Decatur County Memorial Hospital, Levenstein's Abbey Carpet, Main Attraction Hair and Tanning Salon, Dave Henderson for Decatur County School Board, Medicare Resource Center, George's Pharmacy, Russ Hubler Ford, Holly Payton for State Representative House District 73, and Ramey Consulting. It's a reservation only event, so call Deanna ASAP at 812-663-3000 to reserve your spot. Spend a pretty in pink day with us at WTRE.
Welcome back to downtown Greensburg. Again, the 2024 Fall Festival going on, and that's next weekend, the Pretty in Pink. That's the next big thing in Greensburg, so
There's a lot going on.
there's a lot going on. It's a busy time.
Well, we have our next guest with us, who is Miss Tree City for the 2024 season, Tiffany Gramman, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, welcome. So crowned last night, right
Yes.
after our show. And so thank you. Are we your first official media spot?
Yes.
Perfect.
And
Yeah.
there'll be more to come, don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, good. So tell us a little bit about, well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
exciting. You've got a whole year, and you and
Yeah.
I and Emily and all of everybody from WTR Brig are going to run into each other all year. But tell us a little bit about your background first, and then we'll talk about the pageant, and then we'll talk about the next year.
Okay. So I am a senior at Greensburg Community High School. I am a cheerleader, and I work at Decatur County Memorial Hospital. So that's basically what's going on right now.
So why did you decide to run?
Well, I always my sister was Miss Tree City in 2019, and I was always following her around during her reign, and it was just super cool being able to go with her to different events, and I already like being involved, so I knew that having the crown would help me become more involved, and I think just also just seeing all the little girls, they're all adorable, so yeah, that's basically why.
So how did so let's talk about the pageant. It was a week ago, so you had
Yeah.
to wait that week to find out what was
Yeah.
going to happen. So tell us kind of about the pageant and the different steps of the pageant to get to where you are.
Yeah, so we had some practices before, and then we have an interview, and that's kind of the big thing, the selling point. You kind of have to sell yourself in the interview. And then there was the actual pageant, and so you had to wear a fall festival shirt, and that was provided to us. And then we also had a fall outfit, and then an evening gown, and then we waited the dreadful week to find out who won. So
That's a really long week.
yeah.
It's kind of torturous.
Yeah, it definitely was a long week. Yeah.
So as we came into last night, everybody was crowned last night. So
Yeah.
the Miss, the juniors, and the littles. Tell us about, you were on stage last night and having to wait that out. And they started with the littles. So it was
Yes.
a long.
It was a long time. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a long time. I was standing over there and I was like, can this hurry up? I was so nervous. And then getting on stage, I'm sure the person beside me could probably hear my heart. It was probably beating really loud. But when they said my name, I was honestly shocked. And I'm still kind of shocked. I had no clue I was going to win. During the week, I was kind of joking around saying I was going to win or something. But then I knew deep down, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to be like that and then completely be crushed that I didn't win. But I definitely kind of thought I had a good chance. So when they did say my name, I definitely was shocked, but I'm glad.
So you started your reign over the Tree City Fall Festival. We were just talking about food and booths and all kinds of stuff. So what have you kind of discovered while you've been down here?
Yeah, so some of the stuff I've done today, I was in the parade, and then also I was at the Caleb Brown 5K this morning. I knew some runners in that, so it was kind of cool. And then I was also at the branch today for the meet and greet. It was the first time they ever done it, so they're trying to just do a trial and error. But it went super well. Some of the little girls came in and saw us, and then we also went around and gave them crowns and that. So, and then tonight I think I'll be on stage for introducing some of the music and that, but just kind of walking around in that.
What's it, of course, over the next year, you've got a big opportunity to help make an impact in the community and represent. Are there certain organizations you're already passionate about, and then are there certain organizations you look forward to learning more about?
Yeah, so I actually had the chance last year to do the Meals on Wheels, Dancing with the Stars, and I really like the Meals on Wheels program. Both my great-grandma and my grandma were a part of the program, and it definitely helped them out. And I think it's just a great opportunity for the elderly to get meals, and also it's a nonprofit basically, so they're not funded by anything, and so just getting the money for such a great cause I think was super fun. So I hope I can dance again. My sister and I got to dance together and it was super fun, so I think just doing that again, and then also just other places around the square that I haven't really talked to, and that I think just trying to get involved with them would be cool too.
What are some of the events you look forward to as we look to the next year?
I think maybe just like some of the parades and that. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the Christmas like parade and stuff, like kind of that whole thing, and just like I don't really know, just everything. I guess I'm excited.
A little overwhelming
Yeah.
today, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Has to soak in and
Yeah.
become, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We
welcome.
appreciate it, and enjoy your reign over the
Thank
next
you.
year, and we will see you probably
Yeah.
about everywhere
Yeah,
you're at.
probably.
So we've got a long year ahead, but it'll be a great year.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break on Tree Country, and we'll be back with more from the Tree City Fall Festival.
The
And Platinum
annual
Auto
Ladies
Repair and
Luncheon
Wrecker Service.
present
Live at 5, brought to you by Decatur County Memorial Hospital, Malone Staffing, Magnolia Mercantile, Levenstein's Abbey Carpet, and Platinum Auto Repair and Wrecker Service.
WTRE is pleased to announce the annual Ladies Luncheon presented by Gilliland Howe Funeral Home will be held on Saturday, September 28th at 11:30 a.m. at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Greensburg. This year's theme is Pretty in Pink, so dress up or dress down, just wear a little pink. Our Ladies' Day is jam-packed. We'll enjoy entertainment with Dennis Fogel. We'll get crafty with Angie from Painting the Town, and we'll welcome our guest speaker, Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings, a wife, a mom, a daughter, a caregiver, a sorority sister, and an active community member. She'll share her story of being a full-time career mom and so much more. Lunch is on us, served by Carriage on the Square, and dessert is Pretty in Pink, prepared by Brinley Jameson and sponsored by El Chile Poblano. This is a free event brought to you by these generous sponsors: Morning Breeze Healthcare, Decatur County Recycling, Inna King Auto Body, Ruoff Mortgage Gene Cooney, the City of Greensburg, Expressions Florist, Decatur County United Fund, Tree City Stitches, Decatur County REMC, Decatur County Memorial Hospital, Levenstein's Abbey Carpet, Main Attraction Hair and Tanning Salon, Dave Henderson for Decatur County School Board, Medicare Resource Center, George's Pharmacy, Russ Hubler Ford, Holly Payton for State Representative House District 73, and Ramey Consulting. It's a reservation-only event, so call Deanna ASAP at 812-663-3000 to reserve your spot. Spend a pretty in pink day with us at WTRE.
Good evening and welcome back to the Downtown Square in Greensburg, Indiana for the Live at 5 here on WTRE. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to click that subscribe button. That helps WTRE stay up on the charts.
That's right.
That's what we're always
Keep
here
us
for,
active, right?
Many thanks to all the sponsors that are helping bring this to you this evening. Again, a big deal for us to be here as we're sort of moving our way through the event calendar, the fair and the fall festival, and of course Power of the Past in between. And so up next, our next guest is Mark Carman, who's the entertainment director for the fall festival. Also jack of all trades and has been involved for many, many years. So Mark, thank you for joining us. So tell us, last night's bands were a huge success, really great music opportunity, country night. Tonight's a little different, though.
Yes, tonight we have a Fleetwood Mac tribute and a Foreigner tribute. A big surprise tonight during the Foreigner event. This Greensburg Show Choir that is on stage right now is coming back, and they will be performing with the Foreigner tribute band. A lot of folks don't know that's happening, but come on out. You don't want to miss that.
That's right. That's a good way to get you down here.
Yes.
If you're not here already, or if you're thinking, meh, it's a little sticky, maybe I'll stay home. There's bonus show in the show.
Absolutely. The kids were eager to get involved, and when it was presented to them, Heather jumped right on it and said, absolutely, we want to do that. We've always wanted to do that. And when I presented it to the band, this is the first time they've ever done that. They have been looking for a choir to join them in the song, I Want to Know What Love Is. They've been together. This band has been together for 5 or 6 years, and they've had some changes in their lineup, but they have never been able to perform this song with a choir, and not a church choir, not a school choir. So this is a first.
Well, here we go.
What a great opportunity, and just watching them out there right now doing amazing work. So come on out and see them. As you prepare each year for the Fall Festival, there's a lot of work that goes into picking out the entertainment and getting them scheduled. So kind of what's your process to get get people lined up?
I watch a lot of YouTube videos while I'm at work. I'm doing my work. I promise I'm doing my work. But in the background, I've got YouTube videos playing, and I listen to the sound of the bands, the intermingles between the bands, how they perform together, and then I compose a list of what I would actually pay to see. I won't book a band that I wouldn't pay to go see them. I present that list to the committee, the full committee. I don't pick these bands myself. Some people say, well, Mark picks all these bands. No, I pick none of these bands. I present a list to the full committee. They vote on who is brought to the Fall Festival. So that's how it's been done for several years. And it's been pretty successful.
And you've kind of went to the two where one night is country and one night is more pop or rock kind of thing.
Yes, we started that last year, and actually it's going to continue next year. I've already got a country night booked for next year. Can't announce it publicly, but next year you're going to have your socks blown off by Friday night next year.
Well, that was a good teaser, Mark.
Yep. Sandy tried the other day to...
And nothing.
No.
So we had Jesse Keith last night. What a great performance.
Absolutely. One of the best, most down-to-earth guys you could ever meet. I spent a lot of time with him before the show and after the show. Just your regular guy. We talked hunting and fishing. We might have talked a little bit about some adult beverages in the background. He just is your regular, average, everyday guy. But, I mean, what a gene pool to come from. You know, Lori Morgan and his father, Keith Whitley. How could you not be a talented man coming from that?
We had a chance to talk with him as well on air. Just a sweet guy, very sweet.
Absolutely. One of the best guys I've ever gotten the privilege to speak with.
And then American Blonde followed Jesse Keith last night.
Yes, the folks that left last night missed a wonderful show. I've had the people that hung around, and the people. Our sound guy was like, "Oh my goodness, those girls were so good." The musicianship. The harmonizing and sister harmony, it goes a long way, and people that left missed a wonderful show.
It seems like you talk about these bands, and of course to have 2 nights back to back, and in theory 4 bands, that's a really big scheduling. And you're talking about next year already, so you're already working on next year, and of course by being the 3rd weekend in September, it's very easy to know exactly when it's going to be. But what's that scheduling process? What's some of the background that people may not know about making these effortless shows appear effortless that takes a ton of work?
So you have to balance a schedule with, you have to find somebody that's available. First of all, they have to fall into your budget category. You can book the greatest band in the world, but you got to have the money to pay for them. All of our money is sponsorship driven. So we have to watch our dollars and make sure we can make that work for the entire festival. We've only got so many dollars to work with, so it has to fall within our price range. And again, it has to be agreeable for the whole committee. And it just takes for a good chunk of time to put this all together.
And then there's some background stuff too, right? I mean, Dennis was on the other night talking about insurance and all that stuff, but you also have to work with them on hotels and how to stay and transportation in and out, maybe in and out of the state. Of course, Tennessee's drivable, but...
Right. We've had bands from as far away as Maryland and Pittsburgh. We've had a band from St. Louis. We're in talks with some bands from Alabama. Don't read into that, but we have had bands from... We've talked with bands from Florida, and just logistically, it just doesn't work out to fall within our budget range. And there are things that a band coming from that far away, maybe they're in your price range, but they're going to fly in. Well, you got to be able to pay for a flight, or they want you to provide backline instruments, a drum kit, certain kinds of speakers, you may have to supply guitars. Because when you're going to fly, you can't carry that stuff on the plane. So, again, you have to make sure it works. So there.
Now, you've been involved with the Tree City Fall Festival for how many years?
29, 30. I don't know. I think 9. I think this is my 9th year.
So there is so much work, and we talked with Dennis yesterday about it. It's a year-long process. Like you've already said, you're working on next year's entertainment, but so much work goes into it, and it's all volunteer hours.
Yes, absolutely. We will have a closed meeting in October. We'll have a little gathering where we'll all have dinner together. We'll talk about what worked, what didn't work, what we can improve on, what was absolutely the most greatest thing we've ever done. We compile those lists, and we work on fixing those things that need fixed. We work on keeping the things that were absolutely perfect, and we start talking about what we're going to do next year.
Well, we certainly appreciate all the volunteer hours that everybody puts into it. Great festival this year, great turnout.
Yep, absolutely. We're expecting a huge crowd tonight, so if you're still sitting at home, grab your chair, grab your friends, grab your neighbors' friends, and bring their chairs too. Come on up.
Plenty of time. What time is music starting tonight?
About 6:15. The Fleetwood Mac Tribute will take the stage, and then around 8:30ish, maybe 8:15, the Foreigner Tribute will be on stage.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight, Mark.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Of course, we couldn't be here this evening without our sponsors that are helping us get the Live at 5 brought to you by Levenstein's Abbey Carpet, Malone Staffing, Platinum Auto Repair, Decatur County Memorial Hospital, and Magnolia Mercantile. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be joined by our next guest, which are some vendors that are out there.
That's right. We'll be back here in just a quick minute on
WTRE is pleased to announce the annual Ladies Luncheon presented by Gilliland Howe Funeral Home will be held on Saturday, September 28th at 11:30 a.m. at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Greensburg. This year's theme is Pretty in Pink, so dress up or dress down, just wear a little pink. Our Ladies' Day is jam-packed. We'll enjoy entertainment with Dennis Fogel. We'll get crafty with Angie from Painting the Town, and we'll welcome our guest speaker, Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings, a wife, a mom, a daughter, a caregiver, a sorority sister, and an active community member. She'll share her story of being a full-time career mom and so much more. Lunch is on us, served by Carriage on the Square, and dessert is Pretty in Pink, prepared by Brinley Jameson and sponsored by El Chile Poblano. This is a free event brought to you by these generous sponsors. Morning Breeze Healthcare, Decatur County Recycling, Inna King Auto Body, Ruoff Mortgage, Gene Cooney, the City of Greensburg, Expressions Florist, Decatur County United Fund, Tree City Stitches, Decatur County REMC, Decatur County Memorial Hospital, Levenstein's Abbey Carpet, Main Attraction Hair and Tanning Salon, Dave Henderson for Decatur County School Board, Medicare Resource Center, George's Pharmacy, Russ Hubler Ford, Holly Payton for State Representative House District 73, and Ramey Consulting. It's a reservation-only event, so call Deanna ASAP at 812-663-3000 to reserve your spot. Spend a pretty in pink day with us at WTRE.
Good evening and welcome back to the historic Tower Tree Square in downtown Greensburg. It's a beautiful Saturday night in southeastern Indiana.
It is. I'm glad you mentioned the tree. We have the best view right where we're sitting.
We do. So if you're watching on YouTube, we're in front of Picker's Paradise, kind of right behind the stage. The show choir is busy doing their performance out here on the stage. Got a really great crowd already in place for that. And as Mark just said, the music starts 6:15, which will be here before too long for sure. And then the evening will be rocking all the way through probably 10:30, 11 o'clock.
I think so. And if you haven't had dinner, no fears, because there is ample area to go eat.
There is. There's a lot of options. Our next guest is with Adams Volunteer Fire. Is going to tell us a little bit about what they've got going on and then a little bit about what's happening at the fire department. So tell us a little bit about yourself, the fire department, and what you have down at the stand.
My name's Levi Weekly. I'm the chief of Adams Township Volunteer Fire Department. Today we are at our booth. We've historically served pork burgers every year that I've been on our volunteer fire department. We've had a booth out here serving pork burgers. We also offer pop, water, chips, and we have homemade cookies this year, both chocolate chip and sugar cookies. And we are also serving boba tea. Not my usual sort of drink, but it has been decently popular this year.
So with the funds that you guys raise while you're down here, and you guys have been coming to the Fall Festival for several years, where do those funds go?
So they go directly to the operation of our department, whether that is for building maintenance or new equipment for our firefighters. Every once in a while, training opportunities that arise that do have a course fee. Luckily enough, the state of Indiana has been pretty good to us as far as state-sponsored free courses. But I know that recently we did put 3 of our people through an EMT course that did have a payout that needed to be made for course funding, textbooks, and whatnot.
Now, you also are in the process of building a new fire department.
We are. I visited it yesterday myself, and we are making some really good progress. They have a good bit of the drywall up. We have all of our garage doors have been mounted, and they're framing in all of our rooms. It's going to be a much nicer facility than the one that we're currently in, which is our original building from 1954. Fire trucks don't get any smaller year to year, so we're kind of cramped with the trucks that we do have, and this will be a lot more conducive for not only the storage of our equipment, but we do have a community room that will be able to be rented for parties, receptions, anything like that that people would like to use as another resource for around the community.
So as time has gone on, you guys have worked very hard to get to this point. So you've had setbacks, now we're moving forward and great things coming about for you guys. You mentioned sending some through the EMT course, so you guys are trying to expand what you're able to do.
Absolutely. We're always looking to expand not only our current members' education and training, but we're hoping, especially with the new building and new equipment to come, that we'll be able to draw in more volunteers. It's a nationwide issue of finding folks that want to volunteer. Most that do are already retired, and it would be nice to try to draw in some younger folks that want to learn skills that could push them into a career. Career firefighting is a great job. I would recommend it to anybody that has the drive to realize that there always is room to improve, and it's a job that'll keep you on that kind of a mindset. And volunteering is a great way to get your foot in the door.
So if people are interested in being on the fire department, how can they go about that with you?
So they can approach us anywhere they see us, whether it's here at the festival. We do hold our monthly meetings every second Sunday of the month. They're usually conducted around 5 p.m. with our truck checks starting about an hour beforehand. And then we do have a public Facebook page that people could reach out on, and then just anywhere they see us in the community.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Again, he's serving dinner.
That's right. Well, thanks, Levi. You're down here on the kind of southwest corner of the square,
yes,
right?
We're booth 107, so we're right next to Hillbilly Corner, right there on near the corner of Broadway and Main.
Yep, perfect. Right across from the beach and all of those.
Yeah, you can have your dinner and then go get ice cream at Hillbilly Corner.
Yes, I've gotten a couple of smoothies from the branch while I've been here. So.
Well, that works out just fine. Thank you, Levi. Thanks for joining us. Good luck to everybody at Adams. Not only this weekend, thank you for your service to the community and through your volunteer efforts up there, and good luck with the station. Looking forward to seeing it when it's all done.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Emily, it's been a great opportunity, as we continue to have these types of opportunities to talk with different organizations across the community. There's a lot going on down here, so Adams is just one of many.
They are. So as you make your way around, I know I saw the Girl Scouts out and about. There are so many not-for-profits that are out here as well that are either promoting what they do or doing some fundraising just like Adams is doing. So when you sit and you look across this town square, you see the community truly coming together, and I think that's one of our favorite things as we're out and about, as we continue to see these organizations that are expanding what they do for the community and making the awareness so much more than what we've done in the past.
Yeah, and it continues. We talked about this last night and tonight even too a little bit. It continues to grow. We continue to see features and benefits added. I mean, there's like mini pony rides, and there's all kinds of stuff here, too, that are outside of the typical scope.
See, I didn't get you on the horse ride. I mean, you should be thankful right now.
I think we are all thankful for that. But, we talked about extending up Broadway, and they're wanting to, talk about more and more and more space, which is great. We got a bigger stage this year. There's added entertainment. I saw a balloon artist here. So we continue to see that expansion happening as well.
I think it's a great community event. And I know, like this morning, and I'm sure you too, through the parade, you see so many people that you may only see once a year or twice a year, and so I got to catch up with a lot of people and interact with so many. And that's the best part of these kind of events for me, is just the social piece.
Yeah, and it's also interesting too because you see people have their space. You can almost count on them to be in that zone at least, or in that block. And of course, you got front porches. Then you have people that have entire parties that have taken over the front yard as a way to enjoy the parade. And then of course, when we do the 4th of July parade, that one you do find people that have, because it's so short.
It is.
You only have 3 blocks, and so it's very dense. But a great thing for the kids as well to make their way downtown and walk in the parade.
That's like I said, I was glad that we didn't have the threat of rain this year. This is the first parade since the fair that I don't think we've had that threat. So that's been quite the. It was a relief. However, it was very warm. So we are enjoying our time down here. We've got more guests to come. About 20 minutes of the show left to go, and a few more vendors that'll head this way. So we'll take a break and be back here in just a few minutes once Sandy's done socializing.
Yeah, Sandy's our IT lady tonight. She's running the board. Many thanks to Levenstein's Abbey Carpet, Malone Staffing, Platinum Auto, DCMH, and Magnolia Mercantile. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
WTRE is pleased to announce the annual Ladies Luncheon presented by Gilliland Howe Funeral Home will be held on Saturday, September 28th at 11:30 a.m. at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Greensburg. This year's theme is Pretty in Pink, so dress up or dress down, just wear a little pink. Our Ladies' Day is jam-packed. We'll enjoy entertainment with Dennis Fogel. We'll get crafty with Angie from Painting the Town, and we'll welcome our guest speaker, Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings, a wife, a mom, a daughter, a caregiver, a sorority sister, and an active community member. She'll share her story of being a full-time career mom and so much more. Lunch is on us, served by Carriage on the Square, and dessert is Pretty in Pink, prepared by Brinley Jameson and sponsored by El Chile Poblano. This is a free event brought to you by these generous sponsors. Morning Breeze Healthcare, Decatur County Recycling, Inna King Auto Body, Ruoff Mortgage, Gene Cooney, the City of Greensburg, Expressions Florist, Decatur County United Fund, Tree City Stitches, Decatur County REMC, Decatur County Memorial Hospital, Levenstein's Abbey Carpet, Main Attraction Hair and Tanning Salon, Dave Henderson for Decatur County School Board, Medicare Resource Center, George's Pharmacy, Russ Hubler Ford, Holly Payton for State Representative House District 73, and Ramey Consulting. It's a reservation-only event, so call Deanna ASAP at 812-663-3000 to reserve your spot. Spend a pretty in pink day with us at WTRE.
Welcome back to the Tree City Square for the 2024 Fall Festival. This is live at 5 on WTRE, on the air and on YouTube.
We are. So if you're out there listening and would like to see it, go onto our website, WTREcommunity.com. You can click on there and go see our YouTube page, and you can like and subscribe and share and all of those good things.
That's right, and it's also good practice because there's sporting events that happen through YouTube with WTRE. There's lots of opportunities to maybe something that's not on air is on there as well. And then we also are doing several of these shows, and we've got the Chris. I really like the Christmas parade. I think that's something that our community should really, really continue to support and engage, and hope that you'll come out for that for the holiday walk.
It's a good time, and we are right now in front of Picker's Paradise. They have provided us a beautiful setup for our stage today. And last night. We're joined by Michelle. She's the owner of Picker's Paradise. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So thanks for setting us up, making us look good.
Of course.
As good as we can look. Of
course.
So tell us, you're right here on the corner, obviously a mainstay here in downtown Greensburg. So tell us about your store.
Yeah, so Picker's Paradise is a store with a variety of 60 to 65 different booths. They're all ran by individual people who rent the space and then bring in items anywhere from antique, vintage, handmade, kind of artistic things. There's new items. We like to mix new with old to decorate, and we try to give people ideas by decorating the store that way so that you can kind of get some ideas for your own house when you're kind of wandering through.
So how long have you owned Pickers here in Greensburg?
It's just been a little over a year and a half now, so not too long, since February of 2022.
And it's also one of those stores that people travel for, right?
Yeah.
You have a very large outside the community draw, so you sometimes get labeled as a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
What's some of the interesting, or maybe even this weekend, where have you run into folks being from?
This weekend, there have been people traveling from all over. There was somebody that was traveling somewhere to go to a show, and then they saw that we had 130 vendors in town, so they decided to come here instead. But we'll hear from anywhere from Indy, Cincy, Connorsville, down in Kentucky. Really between here, Indianapolis and Cincinnati, we're kind of the biggest town between the two. So people come from north, south, east, and west just to come and see the store and shop.
So what made you decide, like, I want to own this store. I want to run this store?
Oh, that's a long story. I lived in Minnesota after college for 10 years, and I've always wanted to be an owner of my own type of store. There was a few stores there that when I would go into them, they would make me very happy, and they were like therapeutic and peaceful, and it was just fun going in and shopping. So I decided to move back down here just to be closer to family. And it had been 10 years since I lived here. So when I moved back down, I didn't really even realize Pickers was here. So I walked in one day, and it was like a shock to me that this was even in town. I didn't realize this had evolved while I had been gone over 10 years. So I just started shopping in here, and I was a loyal customer. And then I kind of got fed up with my corporate job. I was a remote worker, worked for a company in Minnesota, and I was just kind of sick of dealing with management and the corporate life. So I ended up quitting that and becoming a vendor in here, and then that turned into me owning it.
So coming into downtown Greensburg, like you said, you've been gone for 10 years. What about this community in the downtown area for you?
I love just like walking the street and you just know so many people. You know, I was living in Minneapolis where you walk down the street and you don't know a single person. But here it's fun to see people that you knew when you were a kid, and you're seeing people that you went to school with and their kids, and just the sense of community that you feel safe and protected. And there's a lot of new businesses on the square too. From when I was a kid, I don't remember it being really as active and lively. So it's good to see that happening now as an adult.
So let's switch gears a little bit. We're talking about your storefront. You do a great job, and your predecessor did a great job with the window displays and decor. So what's the sort of schedule? We've got fall in. I don't know that I see too many Thanksgivings yet, but we got a lot of fall. Christmas is coming. We're talking about the holiday walk earlier. What's the schedule look like, and who does that? And are these booths that people rent, or do you decorate these with items from the store?
So the front windows, the middle one I do myself. So I might pull something from another vendor if I want to use it, but most of the items are my own. And then the other two windows are done by two other vendors as well. They decorate it with their items, and they do all the decor themselves as well. And everything is normally for sale that's in the window, so you can buy it. Our holiday Christmas open house is coming up on November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So we've had fall out for a while. A lot of our fall has been sold, and we're kind of ready to move on to Christmas already. So November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is the open house. And then for the holiday walk, with Main Street's holiday walk, you will see Anna and Elsa here again this year.
Oh, how fun. They were such a hit last year.
Mm-hmm. So they'll be in the front middle window again for pictures, and it'll be all Frozen themed.
Perfect.
Christmas is coming. We're excited, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now tell us, Pickers is open how many days a week?
We were open 7 days a week. We were only closed 3 days a year: Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, and Easter Day. So
I always say, if you're looking for a gift for someone, without a doubt, you can walk in there and find what you don't know what it may be, but you find something that is going to be the perfect gift.
yeah, and it changes every day, so there's always new items being brought in.
And I think, I don't know if there's something right now, but I know you've partnered with the Visit Greensburg Tourism to have like the bicentennial posters. And so there are some Greensburg items as well. There's the historical items, but then you also, to Emily's point, candles and things that are consumables, right? I think sometimes people get the idea that it's furniture mostly. but there are items that you can use. Do you have food products or anything like that?
There are some jams and salsas. There's local honey, so that's popular right now with allergy seasons. And there's all sorts of different candles. There's ones that are locally made or bigger name products. So coffee, tea, all sorts of different
And there's
things.
plants downstairs now.
Live plants, yes.
Yes.
And stained glass succulents.
That's
too.
right, and pumpkins.
Yes.
Pumpkins galore right now.
Yes.
Well, thanks once again for hosting us for this Live at 5 the past 2 days. We've enjoyed every bit of it, and we encourage everyone to stop by and check out the shop.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for being in front of the store. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks so much.
Yep.
So we will take a quick break here. We'll be back on Live at 5 with a couple more guests. And again, it's a beautiful night out. The humidity has started to give a little bit, and the sun is not quite beating down like it was at 10 o'clock this morning during the parade.
That's right. The shadows are making their way east, and it looks like the crowds are really filling in all the way past the mid-block on Broadway already. So if you're not down here, you'll want to make your way quickly. Bring a chair. There's plenty of parking. You can find it somewhere. You may have to walk a block or two, but there's plenty of parking in downtown Greensburg for tonight's event at the 2024 Tree City Fall Festival.
Live at 5, brought to you by Decatur County Memorial Hospital, Malone Staffing, Magnolia Mercantile, Levenstein's Abbey Carpet, and Platinum Auto Repair and Wrecker Service.
WTRE is pleased to announce the annual Ladies Luncheon presented by Gilliland Howe Funeral Home will be held on Saturday, September 28th at 11:30 a.m. at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Greensburg. This year's theme is Pretty in Pink, so dress up or dress down, just wear a little pink. Our Ladies' Day is jam-packed. We'll enjoy entertainment with Dennis Fogel. We'll get crafty with Angie from Painting the Town, and we'll welcome our guest speaker, Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings, a wife, a mom, a daughter, a caregiver, a sorority sister, and an active community member. She'll share her story of being a full-time career mom and so much more. Lunch is on us, served by Carriage on the Square, and dessert is Pretty in Pink, prepared by Brinley Jameson and sponsored by El Chile Poblano. This is a free event brought to you by these generous sponsors. Morning Breeze Healthcare, Decatur County Recycling, Inna King Auto Body, Ruoff Mortgage, Gene Cooney, the City of Greensburg, Expressions Florist, Decatur County United Fund, Tree City Stitches, Decatur County REMC, Decatur County Memorial Hospital, Levenstein's Abbey Carpet, Main Attraction Hair and Tanning Salon, Dave Henderson for Decatur County School Board, Medicare Resource Center, George's Pharmacy, Russ Hubler Ford, Holly Payton for State Representative House District 73, and Ramey Consulting. It's a reservation-only event, so call Deanna ASAP at 812-663-3000 to reserve your spot. Spend a pretty in pink day with us at WTRE.
Tree Country 1330 WTRE. Welcome back to the Downtown Square for the Tree City Fall Festival. It's been a great couple of days.
It has been, and we are marching towards 6 o'clock, which is going to start the festivities this evening. I don't know who's singing. Are they doing National Anthem tonight, too?
Yes,
I
the
think
show
so.
choir is.
Show choir is
The
going to
show
do National
choir.
Anthem as well? Okay, well, perfect. Our next guest is Greensburg Assistant Fire Chief Brian Winning. Brian, you had an interesting ride today in with the Greensburg Fire Department with your 1929
That's
Dodge,
correct.
right?
Yes. It was very fun. I was fortunate enough. I was doing this history book and looking for pictures of this truck, and Steve Gardner, a local car historian, had the truck. I went over to his place and took some pictures of the truck, and while we were there, he said he wanted to sell it. So I told Steve, I'm not sure if I want to buy this or not. You know, I know that the price that you want, and he said, no, I want to sell it to somebody that's going to take care of it, somebody that will cherish it, you know, and keep it in Greensburg. And he shot me a price, and before my brain could override my mouth, I said, I'll take it. And then I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with it? Where am I going to put it? But I'll buy it. So I did. And that fire truck is the second fire truck that the Greensburg Fire Department has ever owned. The first one was a 1922 white, and this is a 1929 Dodge. So it's got a long history of being in Greensburg. In 1967, it was given to the American Legion, and the Legion had it until 1984. And in 1984, the city of Greensburg donated it to the Historical Society. So from there, the Historical Society had it until they did a remodel on their building on Franklin Street, and they tore the garage down, and they made a new room back there, like in the back parking lot of First Federal. And when they did that, they didn't have anywhere to put the truck. So Russell Wilhoit, in his infinite wisdom, which was fantastic, he was like, I need to get this to somebody that'll take care of it. And again, Steve and Roger Gardner are local car fanatics in Greensburg, and they took it. They bought it for $500 in 2005, and they've had it ever since. And they've taken care of it. They've got it running. It runs like a top. So yeah, it's fun.
You know, and for people that don't know you, you've spent your career at the Greensburg Fire Department.
Sure.
So this has a great connection to you.
It does. And as I said earlier, doing the history of the fire department and writing a book about it and going all the way back to the 1800s, this for some, it just feels full circle to be able to purchase this truck and be a part of that. So yeah, I feel fortunate.
And for those also not knowing, you're approaching retirement from the Greensburg Fire Department.
I am, the first week of January, so I get to spend about 3 months in the brand new fire station that Mayor Marsh has taken care of us. That place is fantastic. If you didn't get to come to the open house, stop by the firehouse and we'll give you a tour. But it is just a phenomenal place.
October 4th is the chili supper.
Yes.
Shameless plug right there.
Absolutely.
So you can come and see it then as well and drop some money in the boot and grab chili and get a tour.
It'll be good. I think we'll have a good crowd on the 4th.
So. I think so as well.
Yeah. Buck Williams is a retired firefighter, and he said this to me, and it resonates now. He worked in the old station on South Broadway, and it was a dungeon. It was old. They were 100 years there. And he said when they moved to in 1975, they moved to the North Island station. He said, I feel like I've moved into the Taj Mahal. And so when I saw Buck at the open house, I said, Buck, I think I've just moved into the Taj Mahal because it's just beautiful. It's nice. They thought of everything. It's a fantastic place to work, safe for our health and safety and just all those things. It's a fantastic. And thank you. Thank you for that.
Oh, it takes a whole team, right?
It does,
And I know the department is deserving, but I know it's well appreciated as well, and the community's made a big investment, a long-term commitment to it, and it is a really great facility, as you mentioned, not only from a usability but from a safety standpoint. And I think that's what a lot of people, including myself, didn't realize when it was built in '74. It was built to what was the standard. And when you look today, that is very, very far from the standard from accommodation standpoints to air quality to separation of those hot, warm, and cold zones. And I've learned so much about airflow and pressurization of buildings that
and most people don't think about that.
Right.
They think it's just a fire station.
And
no.
It's not. And if you take a tour, they'd be happy to explain that to you. And once you start to understand how it's built and why it's built the way it is, it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
And then the next another really great part is it does add a separation of the public space and the private space, right? When most people realize you spend 24 hours there, you sleep there, you eat there. It's a team that stays together for a day. But then downstairs is where the public can visit, public restrooms. They're not in your restrooms upstairs. So I think it's going to work really well and serve us for the next 50-plus years.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's talk really quickly. The City of Greensburg and the GFD Fire Prevention Fund, I think, is what partnered to do the book for the 150th. You've been putting in a lot of legwork. You made reference to that. Talk a little bit about the book and when it's available, how it's available, and where do we go from there?
So started last November and just kind of talked to the chief about, our 150th anniversary is coming up. I'd love to do something. And this snowballed into a book and more of a coffee table book than a 300-page novel. But a lot of pictures, a lot of history. And we were able to get local Tracy Winters, local publisher, to publish the book for us. And so I've been giving him the information as we've been going along since November. And now the culmination is the open house of the new station. So that will be the end of the book. So I'm putting that together to present to him. So we'll have the book finished. Tracy says we'll have the book proof back in October. And then he says we'll have the finished product at the first week of November. And so should be on sale somewhere in that first week of November. I've got doing a program with the Optimist Club. I'm doing a program with the Rotary Club I'm going to do a program with the Historical Society to kind of promote the book. The Chamber of Commerce, the Leaders and Loggers, we're going to do their Leaders and Loggers at the Tap in November and have the book in hand where you can purchase the book. So moving forward, we'll have some publicity out about the book and how to get a hold of it and those things. So, yeah.
And I think the first run's 200 copies, right?
The first run's 200 copies. We're going to give each one of our retired firefighters are going to get a free copy. There's several of those guys have furnished me with pictures, stories, and we want to repay them back with those. I got a lot of history from them, from the Daily News, just a lot of legwork. I've hours of microfilm, internet, going over to the Daily News and just pouring through their old papers and finding articles and things about our fire department. So it's been a labor of love, and I've loved it, absolutely loved it, and have learned so much.
How many years of fire service do you have personally?
I started in 1992, so 32 years.
So what led you to this career?
My brother Bill was a firefighter, and I was working with my brother Dan in the upholstery business. By trade, I'm an upholsterer, and I had no benefits. I just had my daughter in 92, or my wife was pregnant, and we had no insurance. We had to pay it out of pocket. And then for some reason, I talked to my brother Bill. We were somewhere, and he goes, "Our insurance is really cheap." And he said, "And we have a pension. And when you retire," he said, you can make this much a year for the rest of your life." And I'm like, I don't have that now. So honestly, it was like I was looking for something for my family and a way to make sure that I secure, for my family. And I didn't know anything about the fire department. I know zero, but I knew Bill loved it. He loved the schedule. So I applied and got the job. And a funny story is that it was three other people that applied for the job. Shell Smith was the mayor. And so you'll appreciate this, Josh. I had just recovered Shell Smith's couch and his wife, Elizabeth, 2 weeks before my interview. So Elizabeth thought I was the cat's meow. She made me a plate of cookies. She loved her couch, and she couldn't quit talking about it. She sent me a letter in the mail and put $50 in it and said, "Thank you so much." So when I go into the interview, there's Mayor Smith. Guess who got the job?
Yeah, there you go.
Pays off, right?
That's right. Well, good work transcends careers, right?
There you go.
Perfect. Well,
thank you so much for your years of service, and I know it's got to be bittersweet coming to the end, but also there's a lot on your forefront to come.
It is, and I'm looking forward to the new county commissioner's position and being able to work with the county, work with the city, and make Greensburg, Tato County a better place.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. And again, we'll look forward to the book coming out November.
First week of November.
All right. Thanks so much, Brian.
Welcome.
Thanks, Brian.
Have a great evening.
Well, we're gonna wrap up here in just a few minutes as we head towards the 6 o'clock hour. We try to run a tight ship here.
We do.
We've got to get on to the next thing. They're taking the stage to get ready for the national anthem, and it is going to be a beautiful evening in southeastern Indiana.
It is. So we welcome you to come on down to Greensburg. If you're not here yet, you've still got time. We've got 2 bands that'll be on tonight, so plenty of time to get down, find your spot. I want to say a great job to the Greensburg High School Show Choir. We've seen from the back side, so I can only imagine how good the front side of that looks, but they're out here performing this evening as well. A big thanks to our sponsors tonight, Levinstein's Abbey Carpet, for all of your types of carpeting needs.
Malone Staffing downtown, it's there to assist you in your job search.
Platinum Auto Repair and a Wrecker's Service, they're there when your vehicle can't be.
Decatur County Memorial Hospital, they have same-day appointments that are available if you call 222-DOCS. It's the quality care that you want close by.
Magnolia Mercantile, you can check out all their local vendors, antiques, vintage, home decor, and gifts. They're located on the east side of the downtown Greensburg Square, and they are open 7 days a week. And I got to say, I made a pit stop in there today, and I did come out with a bag. So, there's some good stuff in there.
There's plenty of good stuff for sure.
That's right.
Well, this is going to wrap up our Live at 5 from the Fall Festival of 2024. We've mentioned it 2 or 3 times tonight, but we got to get one more plug in. The Holiday Walk is coming December 7th. It's the first Saturday in December, and the parade will be lit again. That's a WTRE production.
It is.
As well.
I heard today, I can't announce it, but we do have the Grand Marshals, our confirmed.
Perfect.
And we have a theme, but I don't think it's ready to be divulged yet.
But WTRE Productions, which is a total different entity than
That's right.
than what we are right here, is handling that. And many thanks to all the volunteers that are helping behind the scenes to plan the next great big event in our community, and it's going to be here before we know it.
I think you and I have talked about this several times off air, but the amount of volunteer work that goes into our community and the people that you see out and about is outstanding, and you don't always see that throughout other communities. So we thank everybody that is here and puts that time in.
It is, and it takes a great group of individuals who are different from each organization that are continuing to work for the community with little to no recognition, just like all the groups that stand here and help with the Tree City Fall Festival, from the vendors, getting the vendors lined up, to getting the entertainment, to getting the streets shut down, and the insurance and the paperwork. It takes a ton of people that are hidden behind the scenes.
As always, we want to thank the Fall Festival for having us out. We've been very blessed this year in the community and been able to pop up here and there everywhere. We also need to say a big thank you to what we call our staff, jokingly, but it takes all of our parents. It takes all of the WTRE staff, Millie Jo back at the station, to be able to put this on. So we thank all of everyone that helps us get here.
Thanks to Sandy for running the board, as always, from behind the scenes. Kathy, who's our talent recruitment agent, and so many others that really do help make the Live at 5 happen. We'll see you back here downtown Greensburg for the Holiday Walk, and we look forward to seeing you out here this evening at the 2024 Fall Festival. On behalf of Emily Versman, I'm Joshua Marsh from WTRE 1330 AM, 104.3 FM, signing off until next time.
Have a great night.